So we're doing a gentle back bend series, and we're going to start to warm up our body through a gentle vinyasa slow flow. Um, and it's a really great way for us to lead into today's practice. And if you haven't already, make sure you have blankets and bolsters or pillows. We're going to use them for a restorative back bend at the end, just to wind down and cool down. So I'm at the back of my mat here, and I want to place my feet just side by side or just slightly apart. Coming into mountain pose, our arms along the sides of our body, palms facing forward. And just close your eyes. Begin to quiet your mind. Deepen into your breath. No matter where we are in this life, where we are on this mat, find a moment to ground yourself. Press the soles of your feet, the heels and arch of your feet through the mat. Feel the strength of the ground below you. The calming energy that rises through your body. Shoulders relaxed. Arms relaxed. Hands relaxed. Bring your hands into prayer. Softly bow your head. Let's honor ourselves on this mat today. The loving energy and the utmost compassion as we move and flow. Take a deep breath. Open your eyes and circle your arms up towards the sky. As the palms touch, just gently lean your upper body flat, inviting your heart space to open up for 3, 2, 1. And just exhale, micro bend your knees and start to round your back, rolling forward. Guiding your hands onto your shin and lifting your gaze up for halfway lift. And just softly exhale, placing your belly towards your thighs. And then inhale, circle your arms out. As the hands touch, guide your hands down to the heart center. You're going to deepen into your breath here. Take another breath in and circle the arms up. And then as you exhale, softly bow forward. And then take the hands onto your shin, halfway lift. And then exhale, fold forward. As you press down through your heels, lift and roll up, guiding your hands up towards the skies to touch. And then exhale, hands down to the heart center. Beautiful. Let's do that one more time. Take a deep breath in, lifting the arms up towards the sky, reaching for the ceiling. And then exhale, fold forward. Bending your knees to nurture into your low back. Hands onto your shin, halfway left. And exhale, fold forward. Press down through your heels, circle the arms up towards the sky. And then bring your hands down to the heart center. Take another breath in, inhale, lift the arms up. This time, let the palms face in at shoulder width, and you're just gonna exhale, bend the elbows out to the left and right. Feel that heart space open up. As you're guiding your elbows towards your waist, feel the chest open up. You're squeezing into the shoulder blades. And now, gently press the hip bone forward. Feel the arch into your low back. And then exhale, lean back, fall back. 3, 2, 1. And then release. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bend into your knees, chair pose. Start to sit the hips towards the back of your mat. Lifting your arms up towards the ears. For 3, 2, 1. Let's bring our hands right behind your calves. Tuck the chin down towards your chest. And just take a few breaths here, keeping your knees just slightly bent. Softening into the low back. Opening into the back of your legs. Okay. Just gently bend your knees, sit the hips back. You're going to fly the arms back. On your breath in, chair pose, swing the arms forward, lift your heart space up. And then press through your heels to lift up, to guide hands to the heart center. Feel that soft heat just circulating through your body. Let it feel good. We're going to do that one more time. So big sweep with the arms up towards the sky. On your exhale, bend your elbows to the left and right. Start to squeeze into the shoulder blades as you're guiding your elbows in towards the inner body. And then press the hip bone forward, lean back, fall back. Gently squeeze your glutes for 3, 2, 1, and release, taking the arms up towards the ceiling. On the exhale, chair pose. Bend your knees. Start to lean your body weight back towards the heels. Hold it here. 3, 2, 1. Bring out the hands back around your calves. Lift the hips up. You can start to straighten out your knees if you like. Use the second set to really hug the belly up towards the thighs. Roll your head in. And just close your eyes for a good 5 breaths. Just let the arms float towards your toes. Like a ragdoll, the upper body is heavy. Just start to shake your head no. Start to shake your head yes. And then gently micro bend into your knees. You're going to just bend them enough so your fingertips can touch towards the mat. And bend your knees one at a time, pedaling in towards the legs. Just to soften and release the low back. Work into the knee and hip joints here. And then release. You're going to straighten out the legs. Guide the hands up towards the shin for that halfway lift. And then exhale, fold forward. Go ahead and bring hands to opposite forearms. Sway that body left and right. And then return back to stillness. You're gonna micro bend your knees, start to roll up one vertebrae at a time. Keep the hands to opposite forearms. As the head rises, I want you to bring your arms around your head. And then slowly tilt that pelvic bone forward. Lean your upper body back for another gentle back bend. Hold it here. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Release up. And then flip the hands up towards the sky and just blossom out the arms out to the side. Oh. Let's bring the feet side by side. At this point, we're still at the back of your mat. We're going to gently just float the arms up towards the sky. On your exhale here, go ahead and lean from the hips, fold forward, hands onto your shin halfway left. And then as you exhale, you're going to bend your knees to place the hands forward and crawl up into your down dog. So this is the first one for many of us of our day. So take your time kind of spreading the hands and feet at that shoulder hip width. Slowly start to push that upper body back towards the hip space, elongating through the upper and low back. And let's go ahead and pedal out your feet. Remember to breathe as you're starting to gain movement and momentum here. If you'd like to release the low back, one of my favorite things to do is as I'm bending the knee, I'm going to roll my hip in. This creates a massaging motion for my low back. And then just stretch your heels down. Really deepen into your breath. And then gently lift the heels high. We're going to lower the knees down onto the mat and just fall back for a child's pose. Untucking your toes, sitting the hips down towards those heels. And just release into your breath here. Okay. Let's rise that upper body up into your hands and knees, tabletop pose. Placing hands underneath the shoulders, adjusting your knees back underneath the hips. And just start to invite your chest forward as you're lifting that tailbone up to arch that low back. And then gently start to round into your back. Drop the chin down to your chest. And then on your breath in, start to lift the heart space forward. Feel the light just beaming across your heart. And then release, round into your back. This motion should feel good for your lower back and body here, so take your time. You can move it at your own pace, even close your eyes to gain mindfulness of where you are on this mat. Go ahead and tuck your toes in, return back to your center tabletop pose. I'm just gonna ask you to softly guide the knees, probably 2 to 3 inches back until the knees sit behind your hips. A modified plank, hands underneath the shoulders. Take a breath in, draw the belly in. Exhale, modified chaturanga. You're gonna bend your elbows softly at halfway, Then untuck your toes, let that belly and hip space drop. Hold it here for a second. Just hug your elbows into your chest. And then on the breath in, rise up into cobra pose, compressing into your lower mid back. For 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Press your body back down. You're going to tuck your toes in, remain the knees on the mat, and just a half plank, push your upper body up. And then stretch out the toes, elongate the low back, and just fall back. Rest the head between your upper arms. Hold it here. 3, 2, 1. Let's repeat that 2 more times. You're going to inhale, round your back. Start to shift the shoulders over the wrists, hips in front of the knees. Exhale, modified chaturanga. Come down halfway. Untuck your toes, rest the belly and hips down. Hug the elbows tight towards the chest. And then inhale, rise up for cobra. Feel that yummy, gentle compression just kicking in. And then release the chest down. Tuck your toes in. Keep the elbows close to your body, knees on the mat, and then gently press up. Toes tucked in, fall back for that child's pose. So interesting enough, backbends encourage us to open the heart, increasing the heart rate. So if you're noticing that in your own body, there is nothing wrong with that. But in the moments that we fold forward in poses like child's pose, or its counter poses like forward pose, you'll notice that this is the space to surrender, to calm, and ground. So let's do that one more time. Ready? Inhale. Start to round forward, coming into that modified plank on your knees. And then as you exhale, you want to bend your elbows so your biceps and inner arms close to your body. And then untuck your toes, let the hips touch the mat. And then hug the biceps and elbows in again, nice and tight. And then on the inhale, lift your chest up. Hold it here. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Let's go ahead and soften down towards the earth. Tuck your toes in. Adjust your elbows in if you need to. Knees on the mat. And ready? Let's push up. Exhale, fall back. Cool down the heart rate. Deepen and just walk the fingertips forward. Elongate your full upper low back. Release, start to lift your gaze up. This time, as you're shifting forward, you're going to take a moment to let the hips shift forward in front of the knees. And we're just going to come down onto the forearms. Make sure the elbows are aligned underneath the shoulders, hands at shoulder width. Once you have that, go ahead and just drop the belly down. You're coming into Sphinx pose. My legs are spread at hip width. My hands also at shoulder width. I'm just going to start to shimmy my chest between my upper arms, see if I can get that extra length into my low back. If you look at the screen, my elbows are slightly behind my shoulders now from doing that shift forward. So I'm going to bring my elbows forward, letting them sit right underneath my shoulders again. See if I can just shimmy my chest forward one more time to really elongate into my lower spine. And then take another check with my elbows. Make sure they're still underneath my shoulders. And then we're settling into Sphinx pose. Just feel the chest open up forward. Close your eyes. If this is just perfect for that back bend, stay here. If you like to go a little deeper, just locate where your pelvic bone is in your body. Start to push that pelvic bone down towards the mat. You'll feel a slight pressure towards the low back as you're pressing the pelvic bone down. Make sure you're breathing for 3, 2, 1. Good. Go ahead and create a pillow with your forearms. You're going to rest your forehead down. Let the toes roll in, heels roll out. And take a few breaths here. Okay, let's lift your head up. Start to work deeper into that low back. We're just going to walk the hands towards the back of your mat. Palms down. And just rest your head down. I'm going to start to guide my legs side by side. At this point, we're going into locust pose. So just start by lifting your chest up. Fingertips still on the mat. And at this point, maybe lift your legs up. I like to energize through my toes. I spread my toes wide, also known as yogi toes. And then you're feeling this extension of your chest lifting forward towards the top of your mat. Your toes are stretching wide back towards the back of your mat. And then now you're going to add another pull. So lift the arms up, spread the fingertips wide. Imagine your toes and your fingertips have a string attached to them, and you're trying to pull towards the back of your mat to lift your chest higher. Hold it there, wherever you are. For 3, 2, 1. Let's go ahead and release down. Turn your head over to the right. Allow your toes to roll in and heels to roll out. That'll help you open into the low back space. We're going to do that one more time with a gentle squeeze to strengthen the low back. So this time, start where we started. The legs side by side, palms down, fingertips pointing back. Go ahead and lift the chest off first. You can feel the compression automatically kick in here. Now go ahead and lift the legs up. Remember yogi toes, spread those toes wide. Energize your chest forward. Feel the extension of lift and pull of your toes extending back. Perhaps your thighs are lifting up. And then reach the arms up. Spread the fingertips wide. Visualize a string between your fingertips lifting and pulling back. Toes lifting higher and back. Hold it here. Now, take a breath in. And then exhale, squeeze your inner thighs together. Squeeze your arms in towards your back. Hold it there. 3, 2, 1. Float the hands towards the top of your mat. Bend your elbows towards your chest. Elbows come down. Your hands, palms come down next to your chest. Let the feet drop and then lift up into cobra. Ooh. Let's rest. Child's pose. Roll back. Fall back. And just relax. After a few deep compressions and back bends like that, instead of focusing on lengthening your arms forward, My recommendation would be just slightly bending the elbows like this. So you can just really focus on curling your chin over towards your knees. Let yourself start to round your back. That counter movement to the back bend. Okay. Let's go ahead and just walk your hands up onto your shin. You're lifting up into a kneeling pose here. So we've done a lot of forward folds, a lot of back bends. Time to work into the other spinal movements. So my recommendation here is if you can't sit onto your heels because the tops of your feet are really tight, my recommendation might be just tuck your toes and drop your hips down. If you really need to, just go ahead and lift up like this. Now, whichever option you take, we're just going to take it into a twist. So you're going to bring that left hand onto your right thigh, and then just slowly place that right hand towards the back of your mat. If you have your hips lifted off your heels, my recommendation is just feel that movement of your right arm twisting back. Just hold it there wherever you are. And then come back for a neutral spine, resting hands onto your thighs. Softly looking forward, growing taller by the minute and the second towards the sky. And when you're ready, start to move on to the other side. So right hand to your left thigh, left hand towards the back of your mat. Once again, if you are lifted into a pose where you're on your shin like this, my recommendation might just be pulling that left arm back, feeling the twist. My right hand's wrapped onto my left hip at this point. Just hold it wherever you are. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Go ahead and return back towards the center. Rest the hands onto your thighs. Let's add a little movement here. So go ahead and crawl up into tabletop pose. We're going to do free form flow. So just go ahead and take any movement that feels good on all fours. There's no right or wrong way on how to move at this point. We're just encouraging any dynamic movement to soften into your entire body. All right, let's go ahead and tuck your toes in. Body nice and warmed up. Let's fall back into that down dog. Take your time just settling in. And at this point, just go ahead and lift that right leg up towards the sky. You're gonna draw that left heel high. All we're gonna do is take that right foot to the outside of your right hand. Once you step the right foot forward, make sure your hands are underneath the shoulders. Your right foot, go ahead, just shimmy it forward so it's underneath the right knee. And as you bend the right knee, feel that hip space just start to drop and level off. You can feel the opening to the front left hip flexor. And we're just gonna lower that left knee down behind your left hip. Untuck your back foot. And take a few breaths here. You're still bending through the right knee, starting to feel that left hip space move forward and down. If you like, because your wrist is starting to fatigue, my recommendation is to come on to the fist. And then very gently, just go ahead and bring that left hand on towards the mat. Going to bring the right hand onto your right knee. We're just opening into the hip space here. Use your right hand to help rotate the right knee away from your belly. You're looking to the right side of your mat, maybe peering beyond your right shoulder. And then release. You're going to bring that right hand down on towards the floor. Go ahead and tuck the left toe in. Just a gentle opening to the hips. Just kind of mix it up. Lift the left knee. Go ahead and swing that right leg all the way back into three-legged down dog. And then go ahead and lower the right foot down. You can pedal into your feet if you like. We're going to work on to that left side. Go ahead and explore that left leg up towards the sky. Right heel high. As you shift the shoulders over the wrist, bring that left knee towards the left tricep to take it to the outside of your left hand. At this point, go ahead and adjust your hands underneath the shoulders. Take that right toe back if you need to go deeper into your lunge. And we're going to bend the left knee, let that hip space lower and level, and then lower the right knee down behind your right hip. Take a few moments here just to explore in towards that front right hip. Guide up onto the fist if your wrist space needs to break. Good. At this time, I want you to just lower that right hand down. You can stay on your fists or on your palms, whatever feels better for your body. I'm going to bring my left hand onto my left knee. Now, at this point, I'm starting to turn my body over to the left, letting my left knee rotate away from my body. So I'm creating sternal rotation into that left hip. I'm just going to hold it here. Deepen into the breath. And then go ahead and release. Bring that left hand down. When you're ready, go ahead and lift the right knee. Take it back into three-legged down dog. Stretch that left leg all the way back. And let's bring that left foot down. Coming back for down dog. Take a few breaths here. And then lower the knees down. That modified vinyasa movement where you're just going to shift the shoulders over the wrist. As you exhale, bend your knees and bend your elbows halfway. Untuck your toes to let the hips fall forward. Hug your elbows into your chest to guide your chest up to cobra. And then exhale, lower the chest down. Tuck your toes in, knees on the mat. Ready? We're just going to push up into half plank. And then on your exhale, let's go ahead and fall back into child's pose, toes tucked in, releasing some of that body weight away from your wrist space. And then come back forward. Coming into our tabletop once again, one last flow together, bridging hips and back bends. Let's go ahead. Fall back. Down dog. Ground into your energy here. And then lift the right leg back. This time we're taking the right foot between your two hands. Left heel high. Shift forward. Bring that right foot right between your hands. And at this point, you're piking up to the fingertips. If you have short arms like I do, you're going to shimmy that left toe back to help you lower the hips down when you bend the right knee. And go ahead and just place the left knee down behind your left hip. You can feel a soft stretch to the left quads, perhaps moving up into that front left hip. You're going to hold it here. And then on that next breath in, release the arms. Float the arms up towards the sky. Anjaneyasana. And then very gently, take a breath in. Just start to work into the lower body. Bend the right knee. Feel that left hip kind of open up. And then once you find a spot to anchor yourself down, you're going to hold it there. And then slow, start to lift your gaze up towards the fingertips. Lean your upper body back. Deepen the breath. If you stop breathing, you might have gone too far. So your breath is always a beautiful guide to let you know if you are just overdoing the pose and the movement. And then gently release up. Take the hands down. Let's work into the hamstrings for a bit. Flex the right foot. Take your hips all the way back. If you cannot straighten out your right leg by shifting back without moving your hands, you want to walk your hands back towards your shoulders, creating some momentum and space for you to drop the hips. Flex into the right foot. And then gently just go ahead and bend your elbows to help you round your back and fold forward. And release, step the right foot forward. Bring the hands up. Tuck the left toe in, lift the left knee. Take a few breaths here. Still opening up into that left hip. And then slowly, you're going to bring your hands down, shift the right leg all the way back. Keep the right leg up. This time I want you to bend your right knee. Rotate and pivot that right hip up towards the sky. Your right foot's falling over to the left side. And then gently release and bring that right foot down. Let's go ahead and work on to the left side, taking the left leg all the way up. Right heel high. Shift forward, step the left foot between your hands. And my hands are underneath my shoulders. If you like, you can take the right toe slightly back so you can go a little deeper into that front right hip flexor. And then lower the right knee down behind your right hip. Take a few breaths here just to explore a little deeper into that hip space. Okay. Right toe still tucked. I just want you to float the arms up towards the ceiling. Take a moment here just to play with your lower body, starting to bend the left knee, lift out, starting to find a point To anchor that left knee to open nice and deep into that front right hip. And then slowly lift your gaze up towards the ceiling. Find one point to look at, and then tilt the upper body back. The further you lean your upper body back, the more you're going to feel the opening into the top side of your right hip. Hold it there. 3, 2, 1. Release. Bring the hands down. Start to flex the left foot. And start to fall your hips back. Walk your hands back if that helps to straighten out the left leg. And as you send your hips back, flexing your left foot, particularly your toes towards your chest, will feel a deep extension and stretch into those calves and hamstrings. It's bow forward. And release, step the left foot forward, hands underneath your shoulders to pick up your right knee. Slide the left leg all the way back for 3-legged down dog. Bend your left knee. Start to rotate your left hip up towards the ceiling, feeling that left foot rotating towards the right side of your mat. And then release. Left foot down. This is your last down dog, so take any last feel-good movements or just stillness. And then release, drop down towards the knees. For one last vinyasa flow, we take it modified. Shift the shoulders over the wrists, knees behind your hips. Exhale, go down. Untuck your toes, hips to the mat. Elbows close towards your chest to breathe in. To lift up to cobra. And then release down. Tuck your toes in. Hug those inner arms towards your chest. And then tuck your toes and push up one last time. And then fall back to your child's pose and tucking your feet. Opening your knees a little wider if that feels good. And just close your eyes. Cool down your body here. Your eyes closed. Deep breath. Begin to walk your hands just up towards your knees to lift the upper body up. Coming back for a kneeling position where the hands just softly rest onto your thighs. Take a moment just to let the blood flow back in. Eyes softly open up. And we're going to swing your legs forward. So at this point, we are at probably the middle back of our mat. So we're going to scooch our booty up towards the top of your mat to set up for your first restorative back bend. Now, I'm going to take all of my bolsters and blankets over to the back side of my mat. I'm going to take my extra pillows, blankets, whatever you have out to the side. I'm just going to use one to prop. So if you have a pillow, if you have a long blanket, I want you to kind of lay it vertically like this to the back of your mat. And you're going to just set your other blankets out to the side somewhere. I'm going to use that a little bit later. And at this point, I'm going to put that pillow or set of blankets just close to my buttocks. And I'm going to go ahead and open my knees out, soles of my feet together. I'm just going to start to lean and roll my entire upper body down towards this bolster, pillow, whatever prop or makeshift prop that you have. And at this point, you can feel that lift in the heart space. You can feel that arch in your low back, such a deep and beautiful restorative heart opener here. And I'm going to go ahead, bring my arms along the sides of my body opened up. If you like, you can always take those hands behind your head, resting hands to opposite elbows, opposite forearms. Just close your eyes. For the next few minutes, turn your attention inward. Listen to your breath. Deepen your breath here. Just close your knees together at this time. Bouncing your feet onto the mat. Stretch those arms all the way behind your head. At this time, I just want you to lift the hips and move it over to the left side. Just enough so you can roll the right side of your body on towards the blanket, bolster, or pillow. Coming into that fetal position. And then gently just press and lift the upper body up. a counter pose to that. We're just going to make sure that your feet are nice and open wide, just very soft. Go ahead and just round your entire back and just kind of curve your entire body down. No weight to the upper body. Drop your head, chin to the chest. And then slowly roll the entire upper body up. I'm going to take this time. I'm going to have you move your bolster or pillow, blanket, whatever you have. Go ahead and set it up out to the side. If you have additional blankets or pillows like I asked you to bring, at this time I'm actually going to start to stack them. The reason that I asked you to use pillows and bolsters today for the second back bend is primarily because usually we can use them with blocks, but I find that blocks are very, very stiff for the low back, and I find this a little bit more nourishing. So we're going to keep it towards the side of your hips. Hi, we're not going to play right now. Okay, give me a few moments. Let's go ahead and lie down on our back. And then at this point, at this point, I like you to bring your feet hip width, spreading your knees at hip width as well. And you're just gonna roll the hips up just enough to take the entire bolster and blanket underneath your hips. Mochi, you're making this really hard. Mochi. So you're gonna take the entire bolster and blanket underneath your hips, assuming you don't have any fur babies trying to snag your blanket away. And at this point, you'll see that the entire blanket and blankets are nice and supporting my low back and my hip space. I'm just gonna rest my body back down. My hips are elevated, my low back is elevated. You can take this back bend here with the hips elevated with the feet on the mat for a supported bridge pose. If you like to go deeper, you can take those legs all the way out, stretching them straight and letting the toes roll out to the side, heels rolling in. And whatever movement you like to do with your arms, you can take it close to the belly, spread them out wide, spread them beyond your head. And just close your eyes. A very supportive way to move and deepen into the low back. And a really amazing way to just open up that whole front body of yours. Explore the depth of your breath here as it relates to expansive movement of your front body. Those shallow breaths are very soft. You can feel gentle opening. But if you start to deepen that breath, you're going to feel that belly space really expand. You can feel the hip space open up with that breath. Okay, your legs are straight out. Let's go ahead and begin to take the feet back onto the mat. Knees are bent.
Hips are still elevated. At this time, my recommendation will be to bring the hands to the sides of your pillow, blankets, bolster, whatever it is. You're just kind of wrapping around it. This way you can take the knees up towards your chest while holding on to your blanket or bolsters. And as you bring the knees up towards your chest, your low back is going to just start to roll off slightly off that space. And you're just rolling and curling the knees up towards the chest. So you're rounding into the low back. That's actually the main goal here. It'll feel like a gentle and nice release to the low back. I like to take this time to maybe just rock my low back, just left and right. Maybe taking my knees a little further away from my chest so I can massage into the low back a little bit more. Perhaps taking circles while I'm here. Circles to the knees, creating a deeper movement, a massage to the low back space. And once that feels good, go ahead and just come back to a place of center. Feet are still up. And you're just going to micro bend your knees. Just lift the toes and feet up towards the sky. You're elevating your entire lower body to improve circulation and blood flow back towards the upper body. So go ahead and just relax your arms along the sides of your body. Gently just move into your toes and your ankles. Use this time to do the same with your fingertips and your wrist. Just go ahead and just bend into your knees. You can place that left foot down onto the mat, followed by your right foot. At this time, as you lift your hips up, I'd like you to just lift them high enough so you can start to scooch your pillow, bolsters, blankets off of your hips and just scooch them all the way down towards your mat so that when you stretch your legs forward, your knees are resting on top of the blankets and bolsters and pillows. Once you stretch your legs forward, your knees are supported by the props. Take the arms along the sides of your body. Close your eyes. Quiet your mind. Observe your breath. Your closing meditation for this practice here. Give yourself permission be still in the physical body. Bring your mind's awareness to the seat of an observer. Just quietly breathe in, breathe out. As an observer of your mind, as an observer and protector of your heart, practice non-judgment during this time. Silence often brings up the deepest of thoughts. The stream of conscience that sits at the top of our mind, fluttering like butterflies. Just flowing and floating into your mind and out of your mind. And as you're here, let thoughts run like a stream. Do not resist. Just let it run, let it flow. Without sense of attachment. Just observe the thoughts that sit at the forefront of your mind. Thoughts of your mind surface up to shore. Take it breath by breath. Breath by breath. A deep breath in. A deep breath out. In the same manner that we practice calming down the heart space with deep breaths, bring that into action with your mind. A deep breath in, a slow breath out. Deep, slow breaths. Focus your mind. Quiet with thoughts. without judgment. A heart full of compassion. As a breath goes deeper into your body, the thoughts of your mind quiet down. A stream of thoughts narrow down to a few strands of thoughts gradually pace down to one thought. That one thought fades out. The last few thoughts. Her body still. Her mind is quiet. Her body relaxed. Her mind calm. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. behind the sound of my voice. Bring your body back. Move into the fingertips. Move into your feet. Draw life in your breath as you stretch your arms out, extending through your entire upper lower body. Placing your feet onto your bolster or blanket. Roll over to the favorite side. Your eyes closed. Lift your upper body up into a seated position. Resting your hands onto your knees. Placing your hands in prayer to bow your head. Thank you for allowing me to guide you. Thank you for taking this time on your mat. The inner light within me honors the inner light within each and one of you. Let us open your eyes to lift your head up. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed our Backbend series, and I hope your lower back feels much better, body open, ready for bed or ready to continue your day. I'm going to mute us for a moment to chat. Thank you again.